And so our last thing here, we're going to get into some relationship advice. And this one I wanted to touch on because I'm thinking about making a separate episode to get more deeper into it. But who knows? We'll see. I want to get your thoughts on it because this is us. This is literally us. So this person says, I'm a huge introvert. So this is a female. She's 21. I'm a huge introvert, and my 22-year-old's boyfriend is extroverted and is causing problems. So excuse me for this. I'm reading straight off the cuff. Could be spelling errors. Yeah, should rewrite these, but whatever. We're just running with it. So she goes on to say, hey there. As the title says, recently my boyfriend confronted me about not being as talkative and social as he wants me to be. I don't think he understands. I can't do that without having a day or two to myself to recharge. That being just spending a day where I can just be alone and not socialize with anyone. It's mentally exhausting to be around to be around him. Sometimes when we spend every day with each other and not being able to respond the way I normally would when I have those recharge days. He's super happy the days that I'm on par with him. Our conversations could go on for hours. It's so fun being with him when I'm not socially exhausted. We just spent an entire spring break with each other since we both go to school, and he said he felt like I was annoyed with him some days. But really, I was just tired of socializing and needed a break from talking. How do I tell him I need some space without seeming like a bad girlfriend for not wanting to spend every waking moment with him or in a way that he won't take it wrong? I love spending time with him. I just need my alone days sometimes.
So, okay, this is very interesting. It is very much like us. This is us. I always accept, okay, so it's opposite because you're the introvert, I'm the extrovert. Mm-hmm. However, I always like to say I'm introverted extrovert. I'm like somewhere in the middle, believe it or not. Maybe not to you, but like I'm very much the type of person. I still love when I could be driving for hours and I'm kind of just by myself, and that could be my recharge time, or I'm at home when like you're at work and I don't have anything to do, so I have like those few hours or something to recharge before you get home. I'm very much that way. I'm also not a big partier or anything, so I'm not like an extreme extrovert. Mm-hmm. But in this case, yeah, sure, I'm the extrovert, you're the introvert. So it's very interesting because it's very similar, because even, for example, like when we went on our vacation to Mexico, we were together, on vacation for an entire week, the whole time, no one was going to work. No one was, doing normal stuff because you're on vacation. But we still had those moments where we were kind of had to decompress from each other or separate, whether it's just in the hotel room on our phones or watching TV, or if we're at the pool and I'm laying out and you're in the pool, or something, it's kind of, that's how we are. And that's how I feel like it makes us function better together. Because if we were on that vacation and we were on top of each other every second, there would have been fights on that vacation, because you would have been irritated and exhausted, and it would have. But we had those issues during that vacation. There's times where it's you didn't want to go to the gym, but I really wanted to go to the gym. Well, that was I just didn't feel like working out on vacation.
But it's you didn't have to go. You could have stayed in the room, and I could have went to the gym. The gym wasn't far. It was just walking a little bit down.
I just didn't know what else to do, honestly.
You figure it out. Something like that. That would be my own time to recharge and just do something separate.
Right.
Or at times where it's I didn't want to lay on the same bed with you. I want to have my own space because we're
two
together.
Double beds.
Yeah, we were in a room with 2 double beds. So. Yeah. It's I want to lay on my own bed and just recharge and just be on my phone playing the game and just have some quiet time by myself.
Right.
And we go through this even now, this weekend. It's so draining for me because
I was gonna bring that up.
Because yesterday we went ring shopping.
Yep.
And all that stuff, and we went to the movies and all that stuff, which is cool.
We had lunch,
and then we had a couple hours later in the day, and it's just that wasn't enough for me. Right. And then for me, I liked having at least one day out of my 2-day weekend to just be mine, where I could just I don't have to talk to anyone, I don't have to deal with anyone, I could do whatever I want and just chill. I work too hard to not have that time, and that's what's so like stressful for me.
I feel you.
So we get into a lot of those issues,
which it's interesting because it's like I work so hard too, but like I said, I think where I find my recharge often is when you're at work or something, so that by the time you get home, I'm ready to be with you, but you're not because you just got home.
And it's
so like we have this because my schedule is not conventional. My schedule is all over the place. It's not 9 to 5. So I find those pockets of time at different times. I'm not like, oh, I go to work all day and then I have the evening. Like it could be 1 PM and I'm taking a break or whatever. Like, so it's very, I think that plays a role.
And like trying to like trying to explain it to you, we do get into our disagreements and fights, and it is a huge problem for me because it's like, if you're an introvert, you get it. It's something that you need. Like you need that break, a separation from everyone. It's just so stressful. Like when your partner's not getting it, and then like you try to explain it, and they don't like it. I don't really have any like real advice for this person other than you got to communicate it. I'm going to let you know, hey, I need to relax. I hope that you respect it. If you don't.
I think it's making sure that then they both get what they need at the end of the day. And that's how it works. Because, yes, this person is like, oh, I need to relax. Can you respect that? But in the same breath, the other person's going to be like, okay, but after that, I need some like one-on-one time with you. Can you respect that? That's
after
where.
That, but it's so I'm going based on what she said. Like she's like, we just had spring break together, and he's realizing that like, hey, sometimes when we were together that whole week, you seem like you were annoyed.
Right.
Then why are we saying after that? Like, yo, I just spent like the whole. Let's say
I'm talking like day to day.
But let's say I just spent the whole day with you, like yesterday.
Right.
I spent like the whole day with you.
Well, that's why
and
last night it was like whatever.
At the end of that, after we got back home, like I was irritated with you. I just wanted like nothing against.
I didn't even do anything.
But that's what I'm saying. Nothing with you. But I needed my space. Like I'm done.
Okay, so you were irritated. You weren't irritated with me, because you literally just said
irritated with you in the sense of anything that you would ask me and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to just have my like peace and quiet. That's my moment.
Which I understand. Which is why last night, yeah, we had our separate time. Which, believe it or not, I wanted too. See, again, like I'm kind of in the middle. Because I had a long day yesterday. I had to get up super early to do a job first. And then we had to bring our dog to the groomer. Then we had where we went out to lunch. We went to the several shops. We went to the movie. Like it was kind of a back-to-back kind of thing. So I was physically exhausted and I was socially exhausted as well. So it worked where we both had our separate time last night. So I'm like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
If I was like an extreme extrovert, I don't know. This would be...
It's just tough because we still have those issues because you're cool with when I bring up the whole gym thing when we're on vacation now, but at the time you are not feeling that. You wanted me to stay with you hand and foot and all that stuff, like and it's like that's so irritating when it's like I just want my own separate time to just be alone. Like those moments, they're so amazing, and it's no disrespect to my partner, no disrespect to you. It's just that's what's needed. Like,
well, right, and I think that I've found over time that when you have your moment alone, our moments together are better. Kind of like what she was saying. Yeah. Because then you're recharged. I'm getting what my, I guess, recharge is with you. And it's more enjoyable for both people because it's more enjoyable for you because you're recharged, and it's more enjoyable for me because you're being better because you're in a better place. Yeah. You're not craving this recharge.
Yeah, because I've taken care of myself and like got the time that I needed to just chill. Like, yo, after we're done recording this podcast, working on it, relaxing the rest of the day. Best believe. We can watch a show, whatever. But some bit of that time of today, I just need to chill by myself.
And finishing the laundry. Those are our weekends too, catching up with chores. Yay.
So it's just like it really comes down to that, having that conversation, your partner respecting that's what you need,
and doing it both ways, like I said, because that's at the end of the day, that's what's important.
That's great.
You have to find a balance.
That's great. It sounds like she there is that balance as far as her side goes. him also understanding that, like, yeah, she needs her time alone because that's her.
Right, and I think at the end of the day, it's like we've gotten better at finding the balance, and
Yeah,
that's
because
why
before
it's
it was a lot of
working better.
issues.
It was definitely, it was
A lot of fights.
It was very much we didn't know. We were different, and it didn't like we didn't know how to make. Yes, but we didn't know how to make that work. We didn't know how to kind of compromise it and just balance it.
We still have those issues.
No, but it's not like anything what it was before.
It's not.
It's
not.
more normal now. Like
it's not. It is something you have to work through. I don't think she said how long she's been in this relationship for. I'm assuming I'm gonna go with the assumption that they've been together for not the longest.
And the thing is too, I also came from a background where growing up, it's like we were always together. Like my family was always together. We were always like doing things and talking to each other and kind of on top of each other.
That's too much.
Which I understand.
Mine was a mix.
Which I understand. However, it's like, okay, so I came from that background. And then I went into another long-term relationship where we were always together on top of each other. We were just kind of like, it was kind of the same page, was like, we always want to spend every minute together. So then when I came here, it was like a culture shock for me.
I'm like, yo, I don't need you on me like that. Like, you know.
But you have to understand then. For me, my entire life was different. So for being with you, it was like a culture shock. And I had to, there was a struggle time period where we had to communicate what we needed to each other, but we weren't understanding. We weren't willing to compromise. We just weren't seeing eye to eye because we came from two different backgrounds. And now we have to make it work somewhere in the middle. And no one was willing to really budge. And it was like this whole thing. And then schedules were always changing, which makes it difficult. I think that's what we struggle with more, honestly, in the day-to-day, is that our schedules are so different. Yeah. It's not that we argue so much about how to have, like, I think we've gotten to a point where we have like certain amounts of time that we have like our own time and our together time or whatever. It's just about, okay, next weekend I have this, so let's do it this time instead. It's kind of like we just kind of have to finagle when stuff's happening. We're not arguing about it happening, period. I don't think anymore. It used to be the fact that I'd be like, well, no, I need like X, Y, and Z all the time. And you'd be like, no, I need this all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, like one of the things that like I have to have is like when I get home from work, like I work like, you could say like 45 minutes, an hour with traffic if it's bad, away. So like driving to and from is exhausting. That's why I want to get a Tesla.
Oh my god.
different topic.
Which, by the way, with his drive, and I've told him before, because he has a very specific like highway he goes on, and it's dreadful when there's traffic. People are awful, and I've been stuck in that, like whether it's coming home from a wedding or a meeting or whatever.
Yep.
And I've come home and told him, I'm like, I do not know how you do this 10 times a week, like back and forth.
And it's like
I can see how that is very frustrating and exhausting. And I can see how if I get frustrated on that road, I can easily come home and take it out on you. So you're kind of like, you need to decompress, 1, to not do that, and 2, to kind of get in a better mindset.
Well, yeah, because also it's like, that's why I learned growing up as a kid when I got back from school, like I wouldn't talk I guess my mom just got used to it because she was never pushy. She's pretty much like me, just chill. So it's like when I came in, I just, got something to eat, went into my room and like chilled for a little bit. And then I would come out and talk to everyone, see what's up, and all that stuff. So I do the same thing here.
Which is like, also where we were different. Again, it comes into the being raised. Because when I got home from school, I swear, every day we'd have to sit there and talk for like a half hour, an hour. Right when we got in about what happened. And then an hour later, we'd have dinner and we'd be talking about it all over again. I mean, I'm not kidding when it's like we would just always be talking about a lot of the same stuff over and over again. So which I was not
thinking
to
about
be.
that.
It is, to be fair. It's not something I really wanted either. It's just kind of how I grew up. You know, you do kind of what your parents do. Blah blah blah. So that's where, again, once we moved out, there was an adjustment period for me. There was very much an enlightening period where I really found my balance in myself about how do I actually want to live? How do I actually want to do things my way?
Yeah.
Like, I had to very much find myself and my preferences and my way of doing things, and how that plays out now with another person who also does things differently. There's a lot of layers to why it causes issues. So, I mean, it's with these people, it's like there could be a lot of different stuff playing a part. We don't know.
Of course. I'm gonna throwing this in. The 3 C's.
Oh, jeez.
What was it again? Consent, communication, compromise. There we go.
I swear, if we ever get merch, that's going to be a shirt.
3 C's. Like, there needs to be that, you know.
It's not overnight. It takes a long time to get somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what people aren't kidding when they say relationships are hard and they take time and whatever. Like, it's not overnight. It can take months and months and months just to kind of finally get that aha moment and get to, like, oh, okay. So, like, this is what we've been working towards all along. Okay, cool. We can totally go with this from now on. Like, and it's crazy because once you get there and you're like, wow, why wasn't that easier?
Yeah.
But, like, it's all part of the process. It's not always going to be easy because, again, two different people with different backgrounds, different thoughts, different priorities, different feelings.
Yep.
A lot goes into that.
You go with working on that, and then
you're stressful.
and then comes the kids, and then it's like you got to plan out, like, okay, since you came from that background of your family always wanted to talk to you, and I came from the background of my family being like, hey, talk to me when you're ready. It's like, okay, how are we gonna bring that to your kids now? Like, it's
gonna be very interesting.
It's interesting, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to, like, talk about it, communicate, and figure out how you're gonna take on that next
that's where
level.
Then you go into, okay, my parents did this, I'll do this, but then they did this, I don't want to do that. That's where you have to now dissect.
I also feel like,
what do you want to do that you grew up with, and what do you want to change?
Also, there also needs to be, like, I don't know, like, I feel like the kid also needs to have a say in it, depending on what it is. Because, like, if you told your parents and being like, I don't really want to, no offense to you guys, I don't want to talk to you every time I come in. Sometimes I just want to, you know, go and do whatever I want.
Yeah, there's very much a level of, you know, a lot of parents think, oh, I'm the parent, therefore you have to do as I say, you have to respect everything, you, like, question nothing. That's not the best way to parent. I do believe that yes, there is there's mutual respect.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. If they're 2 and they're throwing a tantrum and sure, there's all different scenarios.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, even if the kid is 8 years old and comes in and sure, to you because you're, 35 or whatever, and you've gone through life, their little struggle is not a struggle to you. However, you have to remember, because I remember thinking about this actually growing up. I was very insightful with myself. I was like, like when I was 15 or something, I was like, this is really a struggle for me right now. I bet in 10 years, which ironically now it is 10 years. I bet in 10 years, this is going to look like nothing. But right now, this is really a struggle to me. And I just need whoever I'm going to talk to about that to respect that. So as a parent, you have to look back and remember whatever it was at 8 years old. In that time, that's the end of the world to you. That's a big deal to you. So yeah, if you had a bad day and you just want to go, listen to your music and zone out in your bedroom, you don't want to talk to your parents. Your parents should respect that. It shouldn't be this whole, it shouldn't be this, no, you have to sit down right there and tell me everything that happened today at school.
Because that's putting so much more stress on to whatever they're going through.
Yes. There very much is a mutual respect, I think, that needs to be had between parents and children.
Yes.
That is very real. And then it should become, ideally, even more of that when they're adults, children as adults.
You got it.
But yeah.
Oh man! So to answer this girl's question, you got to sit down,
up in here.
Communicate with your boyfriend. Say that I respect you enough to to talk to you about this. I hope that you respect that I need this, because it's not a want. If this is what you need, especially if you're an introvert, because I get it.
Yeah, the whole wants and needs.
You need this to like, so you don't spaz out on your partner, so you don't like have a horrible next day because it's like you haven't gotten the time to just relax and zone into what you need to do.
And, I never forgot, too. It's like growing up, my dad would say, he's like, when you get in a relationship, don't forget that it is very important to have your individual time.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was ever in relationships, he said that to me multiple times. And I would say to him, like, no, yeah, I understand. That totally makes sense. Then when you get in relationships with people who don't need it as much... That's where, again, I started to get used to it. Now, backtracking, I'm with you.
Yep.
I had to flip it again. So it's very interesting because in the back of my mind, I would always think that. I'd be like, okay, they can have their friends. They can go out. They can have their alone time. All this stuff, because in reverse, guess what? I want the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't deny the other person of it, too, if you want the same thing. So, like, I would always remember that. But like I said, it's kind of like life happened and it started to then change my views and mold me to whoever I was with or whatever my situation was. And so when those change, now I had to like dig that up and like remember that. And it's just, it's very interesting. But it's very true. Like you have to, no matter if you're an introvert or extrovert, you very much have to have your individual time. Self-care, all that good stuff, very important. And I've realized over the last couple of years how important that is even for me. So
and we're gonna as we go through this and like all the things we're like learning and growing and changing with and adapting with between us, like we'll talk about more as we go through the podcast and how it relates to whatever topic we're touching on. Mm-hmm. But it comes down to that communication and respecting your partner.
Yeah, respect the person and what they need.
Yeah. Can't
which goes both ways, but that's
yeah. I think on that note we're gonna wrap. I can't even talk. We
gonna wrap up, guys,
and roll out. If you're cool with it. I also think tell me your thoughts on this. I don't think we're gonna have a Friday episode.
No,
I don't think. I think
like
this one
beefy long episode we had this week.
You guys a little bit extra there. I don't think we're gonna have a Friday one. Playback, if you haven't heard any of the past episodes that we put out, check them out. We do have quite a backlog at this point, with this being now episode
11?
11. Yeah, I think it's 11.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to have a Friday one. If you want to watch the YouTube version of this podcast, it is up. I am putting clips of different parts of this podcast up on YouTube as well throughout the week.
Yeah, and the whole thing. So if you guys ever want to see us doing it, like we have a little setup now. So you guys, we literally record it as we're doing the podcast. If
you want to watch that is also live. The whole episode's live. The clips will be coming out throughout the week. That's what I'm thinking. If you guys haven't, much appreciate if you are listening on iTunes, if you rate and review this podcast.
Give it 5 stars. We'll love you forever.
I'm not sure if you want to hold out, like do this intro.
Not
intro. God damn, I can't talk.
Get together. Apparently, I have to do the outro.
I've been talking for like over an hour, and now I'm just like freaking. I can't.
That's that introvert way again.
Shut up. So I'm not sure if you want to take it off.
Sure. Okay, guys. You ready for this?
Fun after the last episode.
All right, let's go. Ready?
Okay.
Did you hear that? Okay, it claps in front of the mic.
Okay, let's go.
So, if you have not already, please give us 5 stars and a lovely comment on iTunes. We could really use the reviews, and we'd really appreciate it. Also, you need to follow us everywhere. We are Paging the Simpsons on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun places.
Yep.
Follow us there. Send us questions there or to pagingthesimpsons@gmail.com.
You got it.
And so we can, talk directly to you and answer your lovers' quarrels and stuff.
Oh, that'd be so good.
And I think that's basically it. So I am Lauren. Oh boy, I get to say it first. I am the better half of Paging the Simpsons, but you didn't hear it from me. So that's me, and I am here with my lovely fiance, as he would say.
Yeah, the greater half of Paging the Simpsons. Shadiesel. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants you to fart in the air.
Hey. I did not.
Oh, God.
I'm a lady.
You.
That's something else you'll realize when you're in a long-term relationship.
God. All right. On that note, guys, we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.